this has nothing to do with Bitcoin. This has to do with the criminal operations called the Federal Reserve Bank. I think we're gone. The economy is destroyed. We've destroyed one of the greatest economies in world history. That's what Records and I write about, is that we're not just messing with money, we're messing with world history right now. And so this could be the biggest collapse, be a collapse of the Roman Empire, collapse of the Chinese Empire, the English Empire. So we're messing with history now, but we're messing it through this stuff and this stuff here. If we don't have inflation, we have depression. So they're terrified right now. They have got to do everything possible to pump as much money in to keep this fake balloon floating. That's why it's booms, busts, or mania. So this trying to keep this hot air balloon in the sky. If there is deflation, this thing comes down. So they're pumping as much hot air into this balloon as possible. So is there going to be inflation? Well, think about it this way. If there isn't, it's what Records has been calling for, the biggest depression in history.
The biggest depression in history. With rampant money printing and heated debate over inflation or deflation, Robert Kiyosaki explains why either way it doesn't matter. In this video, he outlined what the majority of investors don't understand. There are investments that will appreciate either way, whether we see continued inflation or a deflationary crash. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where we go over Robert Kiyosaki's most recent Bitcoin prediction, the lowest price he thinks Bitcoin will go. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are subscribed. If you enjoy finance content, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind.
The question is, when does it go to FedCoin? When does a dollar become Bitcoin? And the reason that's important is that's how I've been tracking a lot on. Right now, it's called the transmission mechanism. The way the money gets into the economy is they need people like me, entrepreneurs basically, who can borrow large sums of money. So $160 million we borrowed, signed a paper to it. That meant $160 million was created out of thin air. So us entrepreneurs go in there, we create $160 million, but the banks give it to us, guys like Goldman Sachs or Wells Fargo or Bank of America. That money is just created out of thin air and it's pumped into the economy. The problem is that the current transmission system only rewards people like me, real entrepreneurs who can handle large sums of debt. You see, without people like me who borrow money, or the CEOs who borrow money to buy back their stock, money doesn't exist. So the people who are whining and complaining, mostly school teachers, they're saying, well, how come the rich are getting richer? Well, they don't understand the transmission mechanism, of money. So I have to borrow money for it to come into existence. And most school teachers can't even afford a credit card. So if all you have is a credit card, they don't need you. And then they're going to charge you exorbitant rates for that stupid credit card. Or they're punishing kids with student loan debt or payday loans. So the transmission mechanism is the current banking system, Wells Fargo, the hedge funds and all that. If it goes to Fed coin or Euro coin or Yuan coin or Yen coin, the banks are gone. That's exactly it. You buy low, you sell high. But all these idiots buy high and then whine. I think it's funny. And it's not Bitcoin, it's any investment in the world. So I just wait for the crash, and that's how you get rich. And then everybody complains.
I know in a recent tweet you were saying you were actually waiting for Bitcoin to fall to 27,000. Now, as we're speaking today, that's about 10,000 away for you to buy more. So right now, you feel comfortable with the exposure and position you have in Bitcoin?
Well, I'll explain. It only caught my interest when it hit 20,000. I think it was 2013 or something. I said, how high is it going to go? That was the question. So 20,000. That was an all-time high when I got interested. If it got to 20,000 today, I'd be more interested. But back then, 20,000 was a high. Then it traced back down to, I think, 3,000. And I said, okay, I'll just see how far it'll fall. Then it hit 7. I said, oh my God. And then it picked up 9. I saw the momentum picking up behind of it. So I backed up the truck at 9. And so I'm sitting fat and happy. It bounces around at 30,000. If it hits back to 27, wonderful. If it goes to 20, oh my God, thank you. And it's the way an investor looks at things, not a gambler. You know, this is my friend's book here, The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. Edward Griffin. And I wasn't a good student, but I do study. And once you understand how the Fed operates, see what happened, there was a third federal bank. It started in 1913. You know what else started in 1913? The IRS. So you put 2 and 2 together, and what do you spell? You're being screwed. So this has nothing to do with Bitcoin and all this. And so what, for me, this is called gold. This is God's money. This is, I think it's an eagle. This here is a silver eagle. This is real money. And then you have this thing called Bitcoin, but really I'm kind of interested in blockchain more than Bitcoin. But the two things, Danielle, is this stuff is liquid. And this is liquid. You can't even buy it today. So if I said, hey, I got a gold coin for sale, my gold dealers would pick it up from me immediately. And so one of the things I like about Bitcoin, it has some degree of liquidity, or it claims it does. So it's not like real estate. When I buy a piece of real estate, it's illiquid. And so if I make a mistake, I can't get out of it. And so right now I'm having trouble with a property in Portland, Oregon. I should never have bought the damn thing. I can't get out. I mean, literally, physically, I can't get in and I can't get out, and nobody wants to buy it. See, that's the trouble with real estate. It's illiquid. Now this here is called paper. You know, this is how do you spell Zimbabwe? This is the US dollar. This is the future of the US dollar. It's a piece of paper. And millions of people are working for this. They're chasing Bitcoin, which is not a bad idea. But this is God's money. It's been here since planet Earth was started. So every time people say, is it gold, silver, Bitcoin, it's just not this. That's all I'm saying. I want anything but this. But every school teacher, because they're all highly unionized, this is what they want. And my complaint over the years, Danielle, is why don't they teach kids about money at school? But the reason is those idiot school teachers, which my family is a bunch of idiots because they all went to school, they're professors and all this, they love this stuff. Every teacher loves this stuff. And they teach this to the kids. You should love this stuff. And I'm going, well, that's 10 million Zims. Which would you rather have? A $30 gold eagle or 10 million Zim?
So there's Robert Kiyosaki stressing that no matter inflation or deflation, gold, silver, and Bitcoin are all still king. Now, recently weighing in on it and giving his price prediction on Twitter, Kiyosaki tweeted out, inflation or deflation, who knows? Probably stagflation. Economy grows when people produce. Instead of production, people are paid not to work. How do you spell socialism? This is treason. And in terms of how low he thinks Bitcoin will go, his last tweet on Bitcoin he outlined, biggest bubble in world history getting bigger, biggest crash in world history coming, buying more gold and silver, waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 24k, crashes, best time to get rich, take care. So what do you think? Do you think we see a Bitcoin drop to 24,000? Where do you lie on the inflation or deflation debate? Let me know in the comments, and if you made it to the end, consider dropping a like on the video. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video, and as always, have a great day.